Oh, hello everyone. Woo, this tea is way too hot, Pepe. Hi, I'm just sipping tea out of my DG360 mug, which you can get at our merch store. Links somewhere. How's everybody doing? 4.1 is officially live, I've heard. Are you guys experiencing 4.1 and all of its pleasureful goodness? Put a 1 in chat if you're experiencing 4.1, if you're live in it now. Are you having any issues or having any problems? This is what I've been informed in our Discord. I'm not quite sure. It's supposed to happen today. It says 0 downtime deployment. We got people loading it right now. Cube is loading it right now. We'll see. This is going to be a big one. We're going to go over what's coming up in 4.1 after the end of Inside Star Citizen Review, so everyone stay tuned for that. Oh my goodness, Porn Stash Jared? Jared, you rogue, you man of many faces. You man of many faces, you going with Porn Stash Jared now. Jesus. Whew.
The last 4 months have been unlike any in Star Citizen's history, with each one bringing a new patch full of dynamic content, needed bug fixes, and long-awaited quality of life improvements. From December's 4.0, which finally brought our second star system to life, to picking a side in the ongoing fight for Pyro in January's 401, then building up the war chest for the continuing battle against the Frontier Fighters in February's 402 Supplier Die event, it's been one non-stop adventure in Pyro. But all of that changes when the story shifts back to the Stanton system in Alpha 4.1, with the introduction of new threats, new friends, and new opportunities for action, adventure, and acquisition.
At 4.1, we're actually going to be introducing what we've been calling internally as sort of our B story. In a nutshell, the regen technology, which to this point has basically been allowing people to die and get regen back, the technology begins to fail.
And that's being referred to as the regen crisis.
So it's throwing the Empire into a bit of chaos and confusion because this technology that everybody thought was basically going to conquer death is not as effective as promised.
Now for the player, nothing changes.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, this is the whole thing about Tier 0. This is a play off of the Tier 0 update.
You can just go about your business and it's business as usual. But for the populace, it's an issue.
So at this point, the Imperator is basically going to start lobbying the Senate to start loosening scientific restrictions on research. One company, Rayari, has put the call out to the population to try to find these sort of very rare minerals to basically bring to their outpost to help fuel their research to help resolve the crisis.
And the way you get those brand new materials is the Align and Mine sandbox activity. So Align and Mine starts with these new facilities that are placed across 2 planets, Daymar and Aberdeen. These are Hathor-owned locations.
Hathor is sort of an older company. Basically, they were kind of a mining consortium. But as the years were going on, they were doing worse and worse and worse.
And this is great. This feeds right into Orbital Assault, which we will go over after Inside Star Citizen Review. I think I'll include it here on the highlight. This should be pretty interesting. This is kind of like Theaters of War, and I'm very curious to see how everything's gonna go here. I can't wait to see the feedback from people playing 4.1 even right now that it's live. So if you are playing and you're able to get into Orbital Assault, you're able to experience 4.1, please let us know your experiences. I would imagine, as usual, when the new update hits, that it's going to be chaotic and buggy, but we shall see. We shall see.
Worse. And so the idea was that Stanton was relatively recently discovered, and the facilities that Hathor built here were basically their last gasp.
Yeah.
The purpose of these facilities was so Hathor could communicate and align with the orbital platform above them.
They went all in on building these facilities in the hopes that it would yield enough minables and minerals that it would keep the company alive. Sadly, they were sort of mistaken and the company folded.
But now that there's a renewed interest in the minerals that they used to mine there, people are going there and trying to get the facilities up and running again.
At each of these THUR locations, there's an alignment dish. And the players have to go around and try to find out how to align the dish towards the satellite.
So while these mining facilities have been abandoned, they are by no means vacant.
While you're at the PAFs, you will be contending with Ninetales. Ninetales are just kind of the scavengers, the bad guys. They go everywhere, they just want loot, they want to get rich.
They're just here to basically strip and clean what's left of these defunct stations.
Maybe set up a camp or two and hold it as a sort of strategical point.
It's essential that the players search the area as much as they can. I can't stress that enough.
Once you've managed to find all 3 facilities and align them with the orbital platform, you need to collect the power banks that they've left behind on the surface.
This is cool.
Now with the PAFs all activated, it's time to get in your ship and head up to the orbital laser platform.
Yeah, this is really cool. What's up,
Be
Devil?
careful because there might be some certain Ninetail lieutenants kind of roaming around.
I'm really hyped about this.
It'll be pretty tough to get in there and to get it going.
The power banks that you would have obtained at the platform alignment facilities need to be inserted into their slots at the orbital laser platform. Players can head inside, fighting through, again, more Ninetails while they try to get to this terminal in the middle. That will charge the laser, and players should see a really cool effect in their environment to signify that this laser is ready to be fired.
So once you've armed the laser and it begins its sort of initiation sequence, you then have to go back down to the surface. Near where the impact is going to be, you'll be able to see this because it will be a crater. There will be a bunker nearby. This bunker is where you will do the final stage, which is firing the laser.
Why are you making people go back down to the surface?
Well, I mean, down on the surface is where the loot is. Like, that's where the treasure is. That's where you're gonna actually get the resources that you came to mine.
Keycard accepted.
It's so much better when you're down on the ground, you hit the button, you see this laser just pull, and there's all this shit going everywhere, and you're like, oh my God. It's an impactful moment.
Hell yes.
And there's that emotion of awe we want to inspire, and when we was testing it, the emotion is better captured when you're boots on the ground.
Hell yes.
This sounds really chaotic.
Yeah, we haven't even touched on the worms yet.
Look how excited Elliot is being in charge of level design, man. Elliot is just so stoked for this. You know what? I'm so happy for these dudes. They put a lot of work into this, man. This is awesome. This is awesome. We know it's going to be buggy. We know there's going to be issues, but the fact that we're putting this in like this is a huge achievement for the team.
There's a reason why THUR abandoned these facilities. There's some local fauna that's not too happy when the ground gets disturbed.
So
Michael says, I'm doing it right now. It's amazing. Although even though I just got killed through a window, laugh out loud, some bad, but overall I'm having a great time. That's awesome, Michael. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, this is really cool. This really makes the world feel alive, and I gotta say, like, this is going to give a lot of entertainment to people who've been waiting for kind of like, it reminds me of like some of the things we've been talking about with creating like an asteroid base, like a hidden asteroid base, and have like a capture the flag mode. Kind of seems like they've been listening to us a little bit with this Orbital Assault here in 4.1. I like it. I like what they're doing.
make sure you're prepared.
So we've been working on the Valakar for a while now, and we're really excited to finish off that boss fight and bring it to everybody as soon as possible. But in the process of developing it, we've also got some smaller Valakar.
Valakar are a tremendously invasive species. Basically, once they kind of get into an area, they propagate rather quickly and can become a very dangerous presence.
Fighting a juvenile is fairly similar to the adults on a much smaller scale.
Because they come up from the ground submerged, they can surprise the player in the way that they come up behind them or can attack them from areas where they don't expect.
The Valakar will also fight the other Ninetales at the location if you've managed to find a way to let them be in each other's presence.
Thank you, Wooksy.
So it's going to be you against other players,
41
against
months.
other Ninetales, against other worms?
Yeah, real Mexican standoff.
Love this. Love this.
So when the lasers finish firing, it will have mined into the surface of this planet, which will reveal...
This is awesome. Now, I wanted to show you guys this really quick because we literally talked about mechs and what we wanted to see in the future. I got a leak for everybody while we're watching this. Boom, look at this.
Yes,
What? It's like they were listening to exactly what we said, and they produced a mechanized unit with weaponry. Look at this thing. Look at this. What? Yeah, they were listening.
yes, you're not gonna hate me.
Check this bad boy out. I had to put this on here while we watching the Inside Star Citizen review. That's why you guys come here, giving you some juicy leaks while we're watching this at the same time. Very relevant. It's very important that you guys get good news sources when you're watching game development on Star Citizen. I don't think a lot of channels take the time to do this, to show you guys these things. This is awesome. This is from our community, and I really just really love the people here in our Discord that do this. Please take some time to join our Discord. Lots of cool Star Citizen content in here in our Discord to find. This is something we asked for. So just fantastic. Love it, love it, love it.
A cave network.
Inside this cave are 3 new mineable types. It's a fight for whoever can get the goods out of that cave as fast as possible and as safely as possible. We are in Stanton, so if you're gonna fight some other players, beware of crime stats.
Then you get to choose, do you want some interesting random loot from the collector, or do you want to just get credits?
Let's help the human race. Let's help the human race.
Yeah. Help the human race and make some bank.
While this is happening, Sand System actually has an exciting new resident. We've introduced our first Banu. His name is Wicklow.
Some people in the chat are saying it's for Triggerfish, which is kind of like an April Fool's thing that Star Citizen devs do for other people. But I do see this actually happening in the future. You know, while they're kind of like joking this, you know, I still think this will eventually happen. You know why? Because money.
Yes, you're not gonna hate me.
Like it might be like an April Fool's kind of Triggerfish joke right now, right? It might be, but I definitely see this in the future as being a source of revenue. They're not going to turn that down. They know the demand's there. People want this shit, and it will happen eventually. You know it's going to. Joke now, in the future is going to happen because extra revenue. That's what they're going to do. Count on it.
Also offering a counter mission to the minerals that Rayari is looking for. So if you don't want to sell them off to Rayari to help with the regen crisis, Wicklow is offering some sweet, tasty items in exchange for the same materials.
Here you go. Bring chip in.
Wicklow recently retired, Banu equivalent of retirement, from a fabrication facility in the Banu Protectorate. He loves people, he loves humans, so he decided to move to human space and set up sort of a fabrication shop / trading site location for players to go visit, and basically he can kind of make you some cool stuff if you bring him what he needs.
Did you guys happen to see the leak where they have Wicklow sitting in, I want to say he's in a Defender. I didn't see the ship that he was sitting in without his arms and his legs. You guys check out that leak? We should show that on Star Citizen After Dark. It's really cool because you can see an actual Banu like 3D modeled out, which is awesome. Because I already get a vibe that Wicklow is going to be like the OG Banu that you're going to just end up loving over time. I think, personally, they need to insert more aliens now. Even prior to Squadron 42, which is, you know, people will be like, oh, DG, you shouldn't want that right now because Squadron 42 will bring that in. We'll get that in the PU after Squadron 42. Screw that. I want more aliens in the game right now. I want some Xi'an. I want some Vandal. I want some Banu. Like, this just opened the floodgates for me. Like, having Wikello in here just made me want to, like, just bring as many aliens as you can into the game. It's going to feel more live that way to me anyway. See,
one of the things with the Banu was they always try to be the least threatening thing in the room. I always equate them to sort of the golden retriever of our aliens. So they're everybody's friend until they're not.
Wikello's Emporium, there are 3 of them in different areas of Stanton. You'll be able to find these on your star map. This is where Wikello is set up shop. The unique thing about Wikello is he'll never pay you any money because he's got a load of shit in his warehouse that he'd rather give you instead.
The collector offers everything from armor pieces to skins to weapons.
Really pretty, yes. Solid build, but also fun to make.
And other cool little surprises.
Even spaceships.
Even spaceships, big ones. I'm incredibly excited. It is quite a defining moment for a space game to finally get an alien. And the best thing about Wikello is, as we keep moving and building out this universe, his presence will stay. You will keep needing to interact with him, he'll keep needing random things from you, so you better make good friends with him.
4.1, we're finally able to deliver some content that we've been working on for a while.
I think that the experience of the whole thing is really cool, and I think that it's a really, really big step forward for us on the mission design team, making content for the future, that we are able to create events that use mission logic but don't require missions.
It's fun to be able to kind of like explore it a little bit and not just have everything kind of spoon-fed to you. And it also mixes a little bit of everything, right? We have the FPS and we have a little bit of ship combat up by the orbital platform, and of course even creature fighting. So it's got a nice spectrum of things that you can do.
I like the fact that we're building more of the story out of what this world is, how the universe is created, how these companies have operated in it, and giving you more fun sandbox things to do that require you to be the explorer that you want to be in a space game.
Damn, 4.1's a pretty big patch, boys and girls. This is cool, man.
And with 4 patches in as many months, the introduction of a new ongoing persistent sandbox with a line in mind, the arrival of our Persistent Universe's first non-human character, a new system for acquiring rewards, brand new mining vehicles, and the beginning of a second ongoing narrative that's threatening the lives of NPCs everywhere. And no, I've seen the post, it's not Death of a Spaceman, not yet, or not soon. We're playing a really long game here. It's an exciting time for Star Citizen, and one that we're all super excited to share with you. So for Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. As always, thanks for letting us share the people and process of game development with you, and we'll be right back here in just a few weeks with even more looks at the future of our persistent universe.
Cool, man. I think that this is a bigger patch than people were stating. This is bringing a lot to the game. Wow. Yeah, cool. I think this is a bigger patch than people are giving it credit for, and I have to say that I'm very excited for this. This is a step in the right direction from Cloud Imperium. I'm glad to see it, and this hypes me up a little bit. I'm happy to see this because I needed this. I needed to feel this, but stability, right? Let's not lose focus on the 2025 motto. Stability. We're going to still focus on stability. We're going to need it, and we're going to hear about how crazy unstable 4.1 is within the next day or two. But listen, we need to make sure the developers stay focused. Okay, 2 months ago, we had a live stream with Benoit Besséjour, and I want the focus to stay on server tech. No matter how much hype comes in, I still want the stability. Can I get an amen on that?
Yes, can I get an amen? Yes!
Now, we're going to go over the Drake Golem. I think it's called Golem. I called it Golem last week because it just dropped last week. And everybody's like, that's not how you say it, DG. It's not part of Lord of the Rings. Well, I'm sorry. It looked like it, okay? I'm so sorry. Golem, am I saying it right now? For God's sake. I love this ship. I will say why. First, because it is Drake, okay? Secondly, and yes.
Yes, sir. You're gonna hate me.
Secondly, because I love that the two bays that hold the roids are detachable, and that you can easily load them into a larger ship for continuous mining, which is great. Like, do you understand how great it would be to have like a lot of these golems together hooked to a larger ship that basically people are constantly just pulling you and restocking and pulling and restocking? It's a really cool concept. And a lot of people said, well, what do you mean? Is it worth it? Is this ship worth it? Well, you gotta, when you're putting a fleet composition together, you have to ask yourself if it's worth it. Whether it's in creds or whether it's in dollars, you have to ask yourself, is the ship worth it? Yes. So for the people that were getting on me, A, for the name, okay, I get it. Sorry. So sorry. Secondly, it just dropped, okay? It looked like Golem. It's Golem. Okay. Secondly, it is a question that needs to be asked on every ship that comes out. Jesus Christ, who doesn't ask if a ship is worth it? When, I mean, the whole existence of my buddy Execute from Info Runners is to ask if the ships are worth it. It's a legitimate, valid question for anybody with the brain. You got to ask yourself if the ship that you're looking at is worth the purchase, whether it's real life money or if it's credits. So for the people that are telling me like, oh, it's like, that is such a bad take. That is like, what? So anyhow, I shouldn't even validate them with giving my opinion on what I thought about their opinion, but I thought their opinion was shameful. In fact, I'm going to push the shame button because what? Like what?
Shame.
What? All right. So here is introducing the Drake Golem for the workers. Let's check this out. Love the detachable bays. What's up, Oz? Welcome back home, buddy. Good to see you.
They say these worlds weren't built for us. So, they'll just watch you tear them down. And smile as we mine the damned rubble.
Good commercial.
We start strong and hold fast. Work for grit, not glory.
Go mine some roids.
So when the ground does shake, we live steady.
Mine my roids. Mine my roids.
Drake's a family, old as dirt. First to take you in and we'll never leave you behind. They weren't wrong, by the way. These worlds aren't built for us. So we'll build our own.
Gotta have that detachable carger.
Drake Golem.
It's a good commercial. Totally
for the workers.
Yeah, I dig that. Good commercial. Good commercial. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so here is the Orbital Assault commercial that we've got. I'm very much looking forward to this in 4.1. I want to put this on the end of the Inside Star System Review highlights. So if you are watching on YouTube, you're getting some bonus content here that we're reacting to. Let us know what you guys think as you play it, because I'm sure when this lands, some of you will already had a chance in 4.1 to check this out. So I would really like to hear some comments, see some comments in the chat also live, but also in the YouTube comments on what you think of it so far. And I'm sure the first 2 days are going to be, like Finger says, crazy. What's up, Arcane? Thank you, Aether. That's sick. That part's sick. Yeah. That part was sick.
Welcome.
Yeah, this is a big patch, and not a lot of people are stating that. Not a lot of Star Citizen content creators are even stating that this is a very important patch to the process, to the journey. I'm very excited about it. Let's read a little bit about it here. Orbital Assault Science Run Amok on 4.1, hitting landing live right now as I'm speaking. The imprints are failing. Regen is collapsing. Death is coming to call. By the way, for people that are upset about item recovery and tier 0, I get it. We talked about that on the channel last week. If you guys are thinking about that when rating this, just go to our YouTube channel. We talk about that on the past couple videos and my stance, where I fit in on that in terms of my opinions. I won't get into it on this. Under new instruction from Imperator Addison, previously restricted scientific research is underway once more, and that means an increased demand for rare resources with lives and mega profits on the line. Greed, panic, and fierce competition are inevitable. Keep your head, get the job done, and don't go it alone. The Empire needs you to stop the crisis. Laser Quest, bring in the big gun. Grab a handful of your most trusted allies to navigate Damar's orbital platform and activate its formidable planetary lasers.
Yes, can I get an amen? Yes.
Endure multi-stage ground and orbital battles to reach your simple but vital goal. Use a laser's power to access rare minerals only found in underground Valakar caves. This is total battlefield citizen, if you ask me. Now, was a lot of what we saw what I like to call marketing citizen? Yes, obviously. Okay. But at the same time, these things are in the game. Are they going to be stable? Probably not. We're going to focus on stability here in 2025. We're going to pound the table on stability. However, we have to give them credit for this is a step in the right direction. Okay. So we have to be constructive in our criticism. Okay. We got to be skeptical, but at the same time, what we're seeing is good. This is a move forward. We like this. Anytime they're adding content like this, excitement like this, it's always about the follow through though. And this is where I talk about this constantly within the past couple of years. The follow through has always been like I give it a C-. They gotta retain the people, which is why you're kind of seeing the item recovery and you're seeing tier 0 and you're seeing this because people will die into bugs. They don't like to, go through the whole process, right? Anyway, won't get into that. But this is a step in the right direction, and it's commendable. A lot of people that put the work into this, you got to give them a lot of credit. And I am very positive moving into 2025. We're going to talk, though. I've seen some, I just saw an article on Massively Overpowered that they shut down their studio in California. And I was telling you, I thought we were going to see a little bit of contraction this year. So I think we're going to go over that tonight or maybe tomorrow on tomorrow's stream. But let's check it out. Let's keep going. A curious collector. Gather your resources. Word around the system is that a strange new visitor has entered. They're, of course, talking about Wakelo and the Banu. The system with a weakness for collecting the rarest of minerals. Sell your wares to a trusted mega corporation or take your chances with the elusive stranger. Your rewards are waiting. So you get these particular items as you're battling it out here in Orbital Assault, and then you can take these to Wakelo and exchange them, I think, for some ship, like a ship paint reward. I'm not quite sure about this. Don't quote me on that, but you do get rewards from Wakelo for doing a lot of these. There's the video that we just watched. And here's the new ships and the new offers and woo, so interesting. Very, very interesting what we're seeing here. Definitely a step in the right direction. Cloud Imperium and the people and the developers working tirelessly to bring this type of content. Thank you. And again, we want focus on stability. We want Benoit Bessageur to get back on with Jared. We want more focus on switching that gear into first principles design and server tech. Can I get an amen?
Yes, can I get an amen?
I love I love everything I'm seeing right now. They obviously have to keep all the stuff coming. They can't tell these other teams to quit working. It would make no sense. At the same time, we do have to get back to that first core, that first principles, the core tech. Those types of things are going to bring us to stability and keep asses in seats, and that's what's most important, especially in 2025. Love what I'm seeing here, though. Great job to Cloud Imperium. They deserve a lot of kudos for this.